Xbox has acquired Activision Blizzard, and with them comes a whole truckload of games that could use some major attention. Here's our list of 5 game series I think Microsoft should bring back from the grave. Blur is a unique 2010 racing game released for the Xbox 360 generation that received generally favorable reviews. It combined Mario Kart mechanics with a traditional racing game, which made it extremely fun. Despite its good reception, the game didn't sell too well, which perhaps could have been due to the game releasing near other racing titles. It was still supposed to get a sequel, but it was eventually cancelled. Blur has since become a cult classic, with many hoping for its return. Spyro the Dragon was one of many PlayStation 1 mascots to have great success on the platform. After 3 great Sony exclusive titles developed by Insomniac Games, Spyro would become multi-platform and the quality of the series would suffer as a result. This led to multiple less than stellar games until its last original game was released in 2008 to mixed reviews, which sent the series on a 10-year hiatus. Unfortunately, Skylanders revived the Purple Dragon during that period in 2011 with a design change that many considered not only a downgrade, but also had many of us wondering if our favorite friendly dragon from our childhood was now doing drugs behind our backs. Spyro would eventually be given a well-deserved remake of the trilogy in 2018, surprisingly by the studio that ruined him, Toys for Bob. They've gone through many changes since then, but the remake was well received and commercially successful, so it would be a great series for Microsoft to bring back. One of the most underrated series of the PlayStation 2 era is the true crime series, especially the first entry, Streets of LA. Not only did it offer a story that could go head to head with what Grand Theft Auto was offering, but it came with a story path system that resulted in multiple possible endings to the story. It also had a not perfect, but very enjoyable combat gameplay compared to what most open world games were offering at the time. What went wrong then? Well, the sequel, True Crime New York City, wasn't as successful after its release in 2005, but was still a decent title. Then the third title, True Crime Hong Kong, which was going to revive the series in 2011, was cancelled before it could even be released. The project would eventually be bought out and rebranded as Sleeping Dogs, which turned out to be a very good game, even if it did lack some mechanics from the True Crime series. I'm not sure if I would prefer a new entry or a remake of the first game, but regardless, as long as they don't pull a Saints Row, it would be amazing to see this series come back.
Yeah, monkey pull. Now whose kung fu's better, huh?
Guitar Hero, the biggest rhythm series ever at one point, was responsible for some of the best music-based games ever made. The series stalled out around 2010 after Activision milked the series to death with yearly releases, and had its last disappointing entry back in 2015 titled Guitar Hero Live. Phil Spencer has commented on wanting to bring back the Guitar Hero series, so the likelihood of it happening has never been higher. Hopefully, when they bring it back, they won't do yearly releases and stick to the DLC format like Rock Band. They should also probably bring back the 5-button guitar instead of the Guitar Hero Live 3-button guitar.
You serious? You miss your Ollie and we'll be sending you back to Jersey in a coffee can.
Todd said he wanted something big. This is it.
The Tony Hawk series is responsible for the greatest skateboarding games of all time. They had great success from 1999 to 2007, but eventually the developers at Neversoft would leave the series for good, and from there, it spiraled downward for many years from bad motion control gimmicks to incomplete remakes. After a period of disasters, the series would be revived in 2020 with a solid remake by Vicarious Visions. The Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1+2 remake was a commercial success, becoming the fastest selling game in the series and even winning 3 sports game awards. So it was looking great for the potential future of the series, but alas, it wasn't meant to be. In typical Activision fashion, after having a successful revival, Vicarious Visions was absorbed into another development studio, and as a result, we had no new entry or DLC on the horizon. According to Tony Hawk himself, there were plans for a Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3+4 remake, but after Vicarious Visions was absorbed, they had no studio to fill the void. Fast forward to today, and this is a perfect chance for Microsoft to revive the series once again. They could remake Pro Skater 3 and 4 like they were originally planning to do, or for me, I would be all for them skipping those titles and just going for a Tony Hawk's Underground 1+2 remake with a classic mode featuring the rest of the Pro Skater levels. Tony Hawk's Underground 1 and 2 were the height of the series in my opinion, and I would pre-order a Skateboard Collector's Edition multiple times once again, just like I did for the last remake.
But cool as they come. Look, I can't make any guarantees, but I'll talk to the guys at the contest. Just show up tomorrow.
We've reached the end of our list. Would you have ranked these games differently? How do you think Microsoft should proceed with the Tony Hawk series? Revive it or leave it alone? If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe so I can keep you in the console loop.